The Student Film Association has been having a film festival every spring semester for almost 20 years now. We take submissions from students in film classes, from Film 1, Film 2, Film 3, and then in addition to that we have an alternative category.
Well, alternative is anything that's not made at William Patterson for a class.
Okay.
So if it's not in Film 1 or TV, whatever, then it's considered alternative, and I believe as long as it's under 20 minutes, then you can submit it, and made within the past year.
We accept anybody, not just in the film club, not anybody who's in any film classes. We'll take anybody's film from anybody in the school who wants to submit or has an interest in filmmaking. Usually require about a 10, 12 minute length maximum.
Okay.
That way we don't run into any like super long nights or issues with that. But we want to accept everybody's film so everyone has an equal chance to share what they've made. If you're new to filmmaking and you don't really have much of an opportunity to, say, learn about how to make a film because you're not a film student, say you're a writing major or an English major, something like that, and you want to learn to make film, we strongly encourage you guys to come to the film club and work on other student sets because you're going to learn more there than we even are taught in our classes. For the Collegiate Film Festival, which is one that we're putting together this year, for the first time, we're going to bring many different colleges together and different student filmmakers. So the way that we want to run this is that we're going to have different categories, you know, best acting, best screenplay, whatever we feel. We're still kind of working out the kinks on that one. But for the Collegiate Film Festival, we're going to have, instead of just individual students submitting, we're having students submitting one film from their school to compete against the other schools. So it's much more of a competition-based film festival. We're going to have different judges, special guests, producers, actors, actresses from around the world.
We emailed a bunch of different schools around the state and pretty much put their filmmaking skills to the test against one another. Rather than, I know a bunch of schools have their own contests, this combines all the schools into one contest and makes something that I hope would be really big someday. We already have 7 different schools on board right now, so we're trying to definitely build that up. For our club, we're making a screenwriting competition which anybody could submit their screenwrite to, or their script. And it's got to be 7 to 15 pages long. And what you want to do is you want to build a story, very original story, based on something that is good to show our skills as filmmakers as a club. And if you win the contest, your movie will be made by the SFA. And then we're going to produce that and display it at the New Jersey Collegiate Film Festival. I definitely encourage writers or English majors or any major if you want to make a screenplay.
For students who are thinking of submitting their work but they're nervous, I say just go for it. You'll get good and you'll get bad feedback, but all of it is constructive criticism. It's to perfect their art, so it's only going to do them good to show their work and get feedback.
The one thing that the film festival does, which a number of the events here in COM does, is it helps create a culture. And I think when the construction of the TV studio was going on, that culture here was dead. And it was a terrible thing to see. The TV students, they didn't have anything, they weren't doing anything. And when I got here, this was a thriving community. The students were making films all the time, there were TV shows all the time. I would go in the studio and watch the live shows and just be in awe of what the students were doing. I look forward to my Friday classes because I knew at 2 o'clock they would shoot something live, and I went every week to watch it. And now I can see that culture coming back, and I can see the students. I mean, the building thrives on the students. I mean, the faculty are important, but the truth is it's the students that make it, and it's important for the students to recognize how important they are to one another, because they're going to be the ones who call each other for a job.